Hello, how are you? Today I brought you a wonderful snack recipe using only 4 ingredients. My version has fewer carbohydrates than the original, more fiber, more protein, and fewer calories as well, so you're going to love it. It's delicious. The seasoning has a special touch, which I'm going to share with you, and it's very easy to make with very few ingredients. Stay until the end, because you won't want to miss it. First of all, if you're new here, welcome. Take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. I have new videos every day, and you're going to love them. Let's get started with our recipe. Remember, the ingredients, quantities, and nutritional information, as always, will be down below in the description. First, let's make the dough for our savory snack for this recipe. Here I have light mozzarella already grated. If you can't find it, you can use the cheese of your choice. It will work as well. But keep in mind that light mozzarella has less saturated fat and fewer calories overall. That's why I always choose to use it whenever I can. To this mozzarella, I'm going to add the egg. I'm going to do it by hand because honestly, sometimes when you're cooking, you just have to get your hands dirty. Just a reminder, if you want to know more about cheeses, which cheese has the least fattening effect, the calories in different cheeses, I have a video here on the channel. And also more about eggs, cholesterol, what happens if you eat eggs every day, the precautions you need to take. I'll leave those videos down below in the description. I'm going to add oat flour or chickpea flour here to give it the right consistency. Oat flour is a very interesting option because it has more fiber, more protein, and it contains beta-glucan, which even helps control our cholesterol. These two flours are great alternatives to wheat flour. And also, remember that oat flour is naturally gluten-free. If that's something important to you, just check the label on the oats you buy to see whether it actually contains gluten or not. Because depending on the industrial process, it can be contaminated, but it is naturally gluten-free. So let's mash this up here until it forms a dough. I'll show you the right consistency in just a moment. I've already divided it into 3 portions so we can make them later. I'll show you the texture of the dough in a second, but first I want to show you my filling, which I've already prepped, because it's nothing more than taking cooked shredded chicken and adding some special seasonings. I added cinnamon here, ground cloves to give it a more oriental touch, a bit of salt, black pepper, curry, and I even used a little nutmeg. That's all to taste. You can make whatever filling you like. It could be ground beef, chicken, just the basics really. Make the filling you're used to. Cheese with spinach, for example. Actually, tell me down below, what's your favorite sfiha filling? Let's set this aside. I just wanted to show you. And now we're going to grab our dough. Look, I want to show you its consistency. See how it doesn't stick to your hands? To make it easier to roll out, I'm going to sprinkle a little oat flour here, and I'll put a bit on top too, just so it doesn't stick to my rolling pin. I'm going to roll it out with the pin to make it a bit thinner and more delicate, but if you don't want to or don't have a rolling pin at home, you don't need to. Also remember that not having a rolling pin is an easy problem to fix. You can just grab a bottle and use it without any trouble. So if it cracks like this, you can keep pressing it back together because it's made of cheese, which makes it easy for us to work with. Let's keep rolling it out like this. I want to make it bigger so it looks like a sandwich bread, but you can make it whatever size you want. We put a bit of our filling right here in the middle. And then we fold it carefully, just like you would fold a traditional sfiha, first bringing one side gently over the filling and then folding the other side to meet it, creating a nicely sealed pastry. And we're going to put this here on our baking tray. I'll grab my spatula to make it easier, and I'll place it here on the tray lined with parchment paper. I'll go ahead and make the others now. You saw that this recipe yields 3, and I'll be right back with them ready, and I'll tell you about the oven and everything else. Hold on. Look, I made 3 of these big ones here, so they're more like a snack. But if you want to make them smaller, like savory pastries, you can easily make about 9. In fact, I have a playlist here of healthy snacks, where this video will be a list of videos I've already organized to help you, and there are other super tasty recipes, both savory and sweet. So you can check it out. I'll leave the link down below in the description. Now let's put this in the oven to bake, so it gets delicious, golden, and wonderful. When I come back, I'll open it up so you can see the texture of the dough inside, and I'll tell you how long it took. Hold on. Look, it was only 10 minutes at the highest setting on your oven. Mine was at 390 degrees. Set yours to the highest temperature your oven allows. It depends on the manufacturer, just so it gets really crispy and golden. Look how it turns out. I'll even put it here on the plate so we can take a closer look, and I'll open it up down here so you can see better how it turns out. And while you're at it, let me know down below in the comments what kind of filling you like for your sfiha. I'd love to see your comment. Give the video a like, it helps me so much, you have no idea. And also share it with anyone you know who would enjoy it, with those who need it. Let's spread this chain of kindness together, because that's what I want most here on the channel. Let's open it up here so you can see the texture and how the filling turned out. Look, once again, see how crispy they get on the bottom. Let me show you the texture of this dough. Isn't it delicious? And of course, it's impossible to resist. See you next time. Bye.